Finally, the game we have all been waiting for in this review series, Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast. Although this game might look similar to the others in the series, Jedi Outcast has a completely new look and feel to it that puts it on a higher level than its predecessors. This game was one of the greats when it first came out, but does it hold up to the test of time? Jedi Outcast is an action shooter game like the rest of the series. Throughout the game you will kill many stormtroopers, aliens, and dark Jedi in a number of different ways. You will also come across some light puzzle solving and moderate platforming. In this installment, everything from the lightsaber combat to the force powers are much more responsive and easy to use. Overall, the game does not change genres, but it adds a lot of depth to the already established playstyle. In Jedi Outcast you play as, surprise surprise, Kyle Katarn. After a couple missions investigating the Imperial Remnant and finding some strange activity afoot, Kyle decides he wants to put his Jedi boots back on and travels to the Valley of the Jedi to get a quick force recharge. He later finds out that the Dark Jedi Dasan followed him and is now manufacturing high-powered force users called Reborn in the Valley. The story is not very complicated, but it definitely fits the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
After playing through the first 3 games in the Jedi Knight series, I was ready for a graphical upgrade. The character models look great for the time, and the levels are all extremely detailed and designed on a grand scale. The one thing I had a problem with was the cutscenes. When one of the characters speaks, it looks like their lips get stuck and they start talking through their teeth. It's not a deal breaker, it's just creepy. Once again, the sound stays true to the Star Wars universe. The lightsabers, blasters, and other general sci-fi sound effects all sound great, and the voice acting in-game and during the cutscenes is not too shabby. My favorite part about the sounds is how the music is implemented. Throughout the levels, you will hear mostly background sound effects and maybe some ambiance music, but once you get into a fight, you'll hear one of the iconic battle scores from the films. This really immerses you in the game and gets your adrenaline going. Jedi Outcast is an action game like the others in the series, but it improves on the formula in almost every way. The beginning starts off a little slow because all you have are blasters. After obtaining your lightsaber and your force powers, you are definitely a force to be reckoned with, no pun intended. In my opinion, this is the first Star Wars game where lightsaber combat is done right. You can do everything from slicing up your enemies to pushing them off a high place, and it is always satisfying. Even though this game is a blast, it still has its flaws. While the enemy AI can still be very clever at some points by flanking your position, at other times they don't seem to realize you're even in the same room as them until you carve up one of their comrades. Also, you will probably be using the quick save key a lot, because some of the platforming requires you to have pretty good accuracy with the less than forgiving floaty physics.
The blue team has stolen the flag.
In addition to the single player, Jedi Outcast also offers a robust multiplayer experience. All the standard game types are there, from team deathmatch to capture the flag. There are a number of different maps to play on, and players can choose from avatars ranging from famous Jedi to grunt troops. The online community is still very active, which is surprising for an older game like this, and finding a game is usually worry-free. Overall, the multiplayer is a blast and it'll add hours onto your playtime, especially if you are playing with some friends. Jedi Outcast is just as good as I remember. The story fits the Star Wars universe like a glove, and the graphics and sound really immerse you in the game. But most of all, both the single player and the multiplayer are extremely fun to play. While there are some cons, the pros heavily outweigh them, and if you are a Star Wars fan, I highly recommend picking this one up.